I hear somebody in the talk say Obi he go lose election for not.
Northerners have not started with Tinubu. Yes. They are the one that will decide his future.
The presidential ticket of our great party, the Nigerian Democratic Congress, shall automatically and irrevocably rotate.
You come to people and say, I will do only one term.
But the truth must be said. I saw the gang up and I met Obi in presence of people. Aisha Yusuf can testify that I said these things.
1 billion of Yoruba cannot decide Tinubu's future. That's
supportive of all my crises I had while I struggled politically.
Anybody, any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home.
Hello guys, welcome back to Chaka. A lot are still going on in Nigeria, and what ADC failed to implement, NDC have just implemented it with a twinkle of an eye, easy peasy. Yesterday was a NDC convention, and in that convention they made it their policy, and they announced it that the forthcoming general election, the presidential candidate will be zoned to the south. And this has caused a lot of reactions, positive reaction from Nigerians and negative reaction from the opposition. And before we talk about the reaction of opposition, I want us to watch the original video. For those of you who haven't watched it, we will be playing the video next. For those of you who might have watched it, please guys just exercise patience so that we can follow these people, carry these people along. So before we play the video, the way I normally do it here, I will ask you guys, please, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that when I drop a new video, you will be notified. Thank you very much. So let's watch this video now.
Relies on the principles of power sharing and the honorable rotation of the highest office in the land between the northern and southern parts of the country. Noting the current political exigencies and the collective desire of our party members to provide and present a united front that reflects and moral consistency, will now therefore be it resolved by this convention mandatory Southern Zoning 2027 that the Nigerian Democratic Congress, NDC, hereby zones its presidential ticket for the 2027 presidential elections to Southern Nigeria for the remaining and single term of 4 years. Northern Reversion 2031, that upon the completion of the said 4-year term in 2031, the presidential ticket of our great party, the Nigerian Democratic Congress, shall automatically and irrevocably rotate to Northern Nigeria. That this decision is taken in the supreme interest of national healing, to douse sectional tensions and to guarantee that the NDC remains for all Nigerians, young and old, male and female.
Many Nigerians, the commoners, the Nigerians, were celebrating it, happy that that is a very good policy. That's a very good operation from the NDC. And that is what they were waiting for from the ADC, which Atiku scattered because of his greed. As that was going on, then there comes this video that is now being circulated by ADC, social media, and other platforms that is now of Soludo, criticizing that somebody who agreed to 4 years, that person is either stupid or not to be taken seriously. And I want us to watch that video, then we'll come back to continue the story.
anybody with brain, you think you are talking to fools. You come to people and say, I will do only one term. Anybody, any politician who said that must be sent to a psychiatric home. Because the person must have some mental problem. When the Constitution allows you to stay up to 8 years, they come and tell us, I'm going to spend one term. Tell us where it has ever happened. Who? On a column,
If you look at it from the perspective of Soludo, which is coming from the greed aspect of a politician, he's telling us that somebody who come out to say, I will only contest for 4 years, and he is indirectly serving Peter Obi. That somebody who comes out to say, I will contest, I will only do for 4 years, that person is either mad or is telling lie, or it should not be taken seriously. If you even look at it in the first place, the politicians we have in Nigeria, the way they work is that they only try to do marginally projects during their first tenure. Also, in that first tenure, they will implement one elephant project, which they will never complete. In their next tenure, they will leave. Another tenure will come in. Will abandon that project, the elephant project that was started by the previous tenure. That has been the modus operandi of our politicians in Nigeria. Him saying that you need 8 years to effect change really tell you guys, these people don't even have a plan. As a governor or as a politician, you know that mandatory, it is 4 years. You can do 8 years. What of if you lost that election? So you're supposed to have a plan. Your plan should be set for 4 years, not 8 years. Somebody who is coming to do something should come with the mindset of that I'm only ruling for 4 years. And what I'm doing, I'm going to implement my project for 4 years, not for 8 years, because that 8 years is not guaranteed. But we know this is how our politicians work. Have project for first tenure to campaign for second tenure. When they get in second tenure, they do nothing. What they do then is to consolidate power for their next political trajectory. Because of this, there is also another aspect I want us to also look at. This is the part of where Kenneth Okonkwo come into the equation. Because Kenneth Okonkwo has now been frequenting all media space in Nigeria. And there's a belief that there's a reason why he's doing that. But before we talk about Kenneth Okonkwo, I want us to listen to Dr. Haruna Goro, his concern on how Okonkwo is taking this beefing of Peter Obi to the next level. So I want us to listen to Dr. Haruna concern.
Problem with Obi, if Atiku has paid you and you are pushing him on Nigeria because of selfish interest, the suffering of the people will judge you, Okonkwo. You are not thinking about the people, you are thinking about your pocket. What you have sown, you are going to reap. I don't know what Dino Melai is looking for, but I even have more respect for him than for you, Okonkwo. Because you can see Dino, even when he's talking, he's a little bit more diplomatic. But Okonkwo, you will come out and like you're talking on behalf of the people. If you support Atiku, do you have to put down somebody else? What is your problem with Peter Obi? Because you know he will not give you a cent. He will not give you one kobo, one shishi. And you know if they go for open primaries, you know the man you're supporting, the way he plays his game, buys everybody. Financial inducement. So how do we want to stop a...
If you are to promote your principle, you're supposed to talk a lot about it, why people should vote for your principle, why people should vote for Atiku, he should be able to promote and sell Atiku. But that is not how it is done. And especially in this video I'm about to play now of Senator Kwankwaso arguing, given almost 3 minutes to talk, but he has, in that 3 minutes, he did not even promote his principal, he did not promote Atiku, but all he does was to lament about Peter Obi. I want us to watch this video now.
Well, Dr. Kenneth.
Good. I was to tell you the real reason he left.
Okay.
Because as you can see, the coalition was complete. All the opposition leaders were complete in the coalition. So which faction? Which crisis?
Toxicity.
How? There was only one person that was bringing toxicity in ADC, and that person is Peter Obi.
How?
He was the only person that went around asking others to step down for him. I was coming to tell you the reason he left. So that's why let me proceed.
Continue.
Because that is what brought the toxicity. His followers are the only people that go about insulting other leaders. Before he came in on December 31st, we were respectful of our leaders. We were going in peacefully. But by nature, chaos follows him. Immediately they came in. What brought the toxin? Obi or nothing. That was what brought the toxin into ADC. Now, let me tell you the reason he left. So forget all those things you read. Obi is a man who is afraid of free, fair, credible primary election. And this is the reason he left. Throughout his political career, he has never contested for any position. People don't know why. The first time he wanted to become governor, he went into primary and he was beaten flat in Abuja by Raf Musu. Because Raf Musu was the one who built Abuja in Anambra State. So when he came in to contest, of course, he came in from London and wanted to, move in. He's not a politician. He does not know anything about politics. He's not a team player. He told you he's a trader. And one mark of a sole proprietor is that he goes alone. But this is not democratic. So when he was defeated, he and his colleagues still found a way to cancel purported the primary. And they went behind, and in the purported consensus, they gave him the ticket. And so that was how he started his political career, building it on sand, not on democracy.
How did the Ojukwu enter into this brief history? I just need to understand that.
Yes, if you would allow me to land, because we are moving into it. It was because when he lost that primary, he now went into the stakeholders.
The owners of the party.
And then started telling them how he will be the one who would help. And then, he came from London then, brought in the resources then, and then they chose him. Once Ojukwu said, okay, let's go with this person, that's the end. That was how he came in. So Ojukwu was the leader of Abuja. And if you found a way of going into his heart in Abuja and he chooses you, it makes a whole lot of weight for you. But like I said, having built his political career on non-democratic foundation, he got possessed with that entitlement mentality, and he got possessed with undemocratic spirit. So anytime he gets into a party, he has this morbid fear of internal democracy. So when the PDP, when he started nourishing the ambition to be president, and he wouldn't have ever contested to be president. It was when Atiku Abubakar magnanimously chose him against the will of elected people in the Southeast then, because he didn't have any elective post. They were telling him, do you know the person you're choosing? He said, no, I've talked with him and this. So he chose him. Atiku Abubakar is a man who is looking for sound people. So if you show yourself very sound, he might get carried away. He might not even want to know any other thing behind you. And he now chose him. Of course, he got some backlash for choosing him.
Yeah.
So in this video, he made a lot of allegations, like, Peter Obi is afraid of conducting primary, that he got into Abuja to become the governor of Anambra State because he was afraid of conducting a primary election, and in Abuja, he did not conduct any primary election. And that is the reason I want us to watch this video of Peter Umeh, where he debunked that statement from Senator Kwankwaso.
The ADC, as against all the things he gave. As a matter of fact, he summarized by saying that Obi has a morbid fear of contesting primaries. How do you react to this?
You see, people have talked about maintaining, being consistent in what you say. At one time, Kenneth said Obi was the best. At one time, he said Atiku had criminal past and used money to buy primaries. And another time, he's back to Atiku. I've never done such life. I've always been consistent. If I'm supporting Obi, I support. If I'm not supporting, you will never hear that I supported the person, or I go back to talk about the people. I don't bring leaders to TV to talk about them. What I do is principle. And I think that Kenneth is not right, and maybe does not have the information, because he recently joined politics, and he was able to be appointed as one of the spokesmen, and that's what gave him the limelight, the popularity that he has today. So, but for some of us who've been here, I know the primaries that brought to be up in Abuja was widely was strongly contested. It was even done by option A4. Obi won. So I do not want to mention the person who contributed to the renting of offices across Anambra at the time was my friend, still remain my friend and ally, Chief Raf Okemwosu. He knows. I know his contribution to Abuja, but eventually Obi won, and we should accept that Obi contested primaries and won. And we should not be looking at, why did Obi leave PDP? The same reason people are complaining today that PDP is dying. It was because Obi was based on principle. Obi said, no, it is the son of the South. You must zone it. So he said, if you are not zoning, I'm leaving. That's why I left, to talk about turn. And when it's the turn of the North, Obi will stand by the North. That is the turn of the North. And he did it in 2019 by standing with Atiku. People talk Atiku appointed Obi. All the vice presidential candidates Atiku have abandoned. Go and look at the vote Atiku got in the election. And look at what he got when he contested with Obi. You look at it. You must follow data. Data is very critical in analyzing our national politics. Look how he got more votes running with Obi than he got with any presidential candidate, any vice presidential candidate. And they are trying to look as if the primaries in Port Harcourt, that Obi did not play a part in trying to make Atiku candidate. People just continue to hide behind one finger and tell all kind of narratives so that people will think they're not seeing them. Kenneth Ogungo should come to the reality that Obi is fighting for the northern slot, and that when this time for northern slot ends, southern slot ends, and the son of the north, Obi will stand by the north. And Kenneth should accept that the fact that Obi still remains the most credible candidate is because of his character, his competence, and his ability to accommodate all. Because if you look at from the presidential campaign council, those who worked for him, even Kenneth had the best position at the time. Today, Atiku is cutting him. They didn't cut him in 2023. They didn't cut him in 2019. They are cutting him now. Because he has become a material that was modeled, that was given opportunity to fly by Peter Obi.
But you can argue that Peter Obi did not make him, per se.
Look, let me tell you, Kenneth was a popular actor. You give that to him. He was very good. I used to watch him as a very younger person. But in politics, his acting days, this young generation cannot remember. They can't remember. It was the popularity of being spokesman that brought the people who were born in 2000, people were born in 2001, people were born in 1997. Remember that there was somebody. Most people can't remember his acting days. Those older people like us could. You can, but young people didn't. They couldn't relate with it. So I don't think that we should go about. I think what Kenya should do, and others like Dele Mamadou, who is on rampage, talking about Peter Obi everywhere, is to sell their candidate. They have a responsibility to talk about what their candidate stands for. And Nigerians have seen that their over-concentration of opinion on Peter Obi as something as if they are scared, as if they are in panic mood that Obi is the answer to the 2027 election as it was in the 2023. They are in panic mood because if I have a product in the market to sell, I should be concentrating the airtime I have in trying to diminish the product of my competitors. Because at the end of the day, what you put more in the public is what the people see. So they'll continue to see Obi. Because in journalism, in fact, in politics, there's nothing as bad publicity. That's why you can see controversial politicians are popular than those who are straightforward. Because they can say today and then say another thing tomorrow. They are very popular. They are very popular. But if you put them on the table with Nigerians to discuss about their content, their credibility and integrity, Nigerians will reject them. But they are popular. Popularity does not mean integrity. It doesn't mean competence. It doesn't mean their acceptability. So they keep on discussing about Obi because they know that Obi leaving ADC has weakened the chances of ADC by over 60% and has created opportunity for the NDC to become the new bride of the Nigerian people. Because Obi has the enthusiasm behind him, he has the momentum of the people, he has the excitement by the people, and he has the trust of the people. Because how can you tell me a man who left governor since 2000 and for over the last 10 years, they can't find anything to arrest him on? They have investigated me, I'm turning upside down. They are collecting his property in Lagos, he's not fighting, he's going through the law, whether people believe in law or not, Obi always believe in the law. They are doing all sorts of things to try to undermine him. You don't see him shouting, you don't see him insulting Atiku, you don't see him insulting anybody who that is contesting against. Obi has always been about the issues. Where is our money? Where is the money generated? Where are you spending it? What is happening with the contract awarded? Why are you not paying local contractors? Why are people suffering? Why is the cost of living so high? Why is out of the pocket expenses for civil servants? Why has it become something that they cannot survive with? These are the issues. These are how politics should be played. And they don't want to learn. They want to continue to talk about thinking that by telling lies, they will be able to reduce Obi. No, people are already convinced. People are already buried their interest that Nigeria must work for the good of our people. That's why you can see a candidate like Obi, they should test their popularity now. Candidate like Obi can go to a party, there's no councillor, local government chairman, no governor, no president. And they end up coming up with 6-something million votes after the several deductions. Because people tell me that, oh, you said the result was stolen. I say it was stolen. I still believe it today. Because it was announced legally does not mean it was the truth. Because they are report from Premium Times, they are report from BBC that you can verify and see what happened in Rivers State, another state like Lagos. So clearly, even if you now say you are going to an election and say Obi has 6.1 million votes, because you have stolen some of those votes, you will panic more because you know those people that you have stolen their vote are still going to repeat that same vote. and this time Obi will not allow what he allowed in 2023. He will not allow any party officials to undermine him from not putting his agent across. He will not allow the fact that he will not open his eyes and allow pepper to be put inside. Obi will make sure that the vote of the people this time will be defended. And we're all together. And Nigerians too must take responsibility. Because we cannot get this country working. We cannot get it working if we fold our hands and surrender to these people who have hijacked government.
All right. Some argue that he's leaving the ADC will tend to weaken the opposition in giving the APC a rerun for their money in 2027.
It's a mistake. People they're not good students of history. 2023 should be a better time for them to know. Like I've told you earlier, Obi contested with Atiku. He had the highest vote out of all the vice presidential candidates he has used in the past. In 2023, Obi contested alone and had, a major vote, a major turnout. That's why what happened to him. The people who are going to vote for Obi are not likely going to vote for Atiku. Are mostly not going to vote for Atiku. And that's why you can see, people take offense when people say Obi or nothing. It is a conviction that I believe in this man. It is the final thought of the people that I believe the solution will come from Peter Obi. That is why it's not as if they are doing it to undermine anybody.
I know you might be asking, why is it that Kwankwaso is doing all this thing? Why is it that he has visited more than 5 media houses in 1 week? There's this picture that is circulating now that Kwankwaso is fighting or is trying to get the attention of Atiku to be taken as the Atiku running mate for this forthcoming general election. That is to kind of get bulk voters from the southeast. And this is the reason why many people believe that Kwankwaso is doing all these things that he's doing. And that leads me to the next video I'm about to play of Gabiano and a Northerner influencer who debunk also that mindset or the belief that Peter Obi will not win the Northern State. I want us to listen to him.
I hear somebody in the talk say Obi he go lose election for not. You are joking. Wallahi, you go see marvelous. You know what they call quantum marvelous? You go see marvelous. One thing you know, Wallahi, Obi is a son of the north. You're not going to understand. Even during Abacha Kolang, he said this person is a nice person. He give on consultants, he say, make you decongest and deport. Abacha no be Northerner. A love Obi. Northerners love Obi. Obi is a son of the north. If you think that Obi will not win north, you are daydreaming. Have you not heaven dreaming? It go shock you wallahi. Then goes grass. My piece of advice, go back over. Say no to politics of tribe and religion. Competence is key. Okay? 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 I beg, go to the comment section. Tell me the meaning of okay? 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 Then goes grass.
In this, what he said there is that Peter Obi is from the north. He's the son of the north. That whoever believes that Peter Obi will not win, they will be shocked. And that is truth. Why that is truth is that in the last election, Peter Obi chose a running mate from the north also. But the running mate does not have that mighty follower that the combination of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso will cause. And also, during this period, a lot of resentment against Tinubu government and how he has mismanaged the Nigeria economy and also the security, even all aspects of Nigeria. Kwankwaso got a lot of votes from the Kano, which was almost 1.something million. And this combination of Peter Obi and Kwankwaso will kind of consolidate on that. It is not going to be a regression. It's going to be a progression. That means moving from where they were before to a higher level. And we all know this, and the opposition knows this also. And that is the reason they always go to this media house to try and sow a seed of doubt in the populace. And when people begin to have the seed of doubt, they begin to withdraw from voting. And that causes a lot of voter apathy, which then favor the incumbent government. That is the reason I will be asking you guys. You guys should not believe those things. If you have to believe it, try and kind of get a reason from it. Try also process it on your own to kind of really think of it and see, will this even be possible? In a free and fair general election, we all know there will be no free and fair general election. Peter Obi, I think before even now, 4 o'clock in the evening, we already know who is the winner. And the people have to secure their vote and protect their vote in this forthcoming general election. Thank you guys, and that is where I will leave you guys today. But before I go, guys, if you are new to my channel, hit that subscribe button, click on the bell icon so that whenever I drop a new video, you will be the first to be notified. And also, I will be waiting for you on the comment section below. What is your thought about all this? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.